Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Now I thought we'd take a look at continuous lights and how they can be used in photography. So we've got Amelia with us today and we're going to be doing a bit of a Buffy the Vampire Slayer themed shoot. So we've made a bit of a ritual table with ambient candles, so real candles here, and we're using our newer FS300C video light as one of our lights for making these images up, and we're also using our studio light modeling bulbs to also use as continuous lights, and we're going to be putting various gels on them as well. Now, so normally in a studio you end up using a lot of flash with the gels, but I kind of thought it'd be cool to do a video, maybe something that you could do at the home. If you've only got studio lights and you wanted or continuous lights, you could do something like this. So what we have here is we've got our main video light here on a 90cm octabox, and it's got a blue filter inside which is just illuminating Amelia here, and we've also got a red gel light on the side here as a bit of a kick light, so we're getting this split lighting effect, and I kind of thought it was a bit like good and evil there, and we've got these candles which are giving a lovely yellow glow, so we've kind of got all three primary colours going. But as you are using continuous lights, the biggest problem we often find is when we're taking photos, we end up using really high ISOs to try and get the images right. And the trick is to actually use a wide open aperture to lower that ISO. So I'm going to be shooting around 100th of a second, f4, at around 400 ISO. And from my experience with other students, they end up using like 2000 ISO, and using a much smaller aperture to give a greater depth first. I kind of wanted to try something out here. We've got various props as well. We've got stakes, bowls, candles, keys, skeletons, and we've even dug out one of our old backdrops. You may have seen in a previous video when we did Harry Potter. So I'm just going to shoot on a Nikon Z6 120mm to 200mm lens, and we're just going to be getting some close-ups of Amelia here. And if you do want, you can do one light at a time, but as you are using continuous lights, you're basically seeing how the image is going to be looking. I've got my white balance on 5,000 Kelvin because I kind of thought that actually gave the most realistic color balance with what we're also seeing here. Now I am underexposing the tiniest bit, just because I want to keep it really moody, because obviously we're doing a dark theme. It's all about vampires and Buffy slaying these vampires. So we've got a bit of a ritual table gone. But what is another massive thing is adding smoke and other effects to this. So I got Dave with us today. He's also going to be putting smoke around, so we get various effects. But this is how it's going to look at the moment. Actually, before I put the smoke in, let me show you what each light actually does. So I'm just going to turn this light off. So this is what our main light's doing. It's just going to give a wonderful graduated glow across Amelia here. And the candles are just giving a wonderful effect there. It is very dark, so you may actually find, based on the colour you are using, so you've got to think of a colour as like a brightness. So if you're using a yellow, it's going to be a lot brighter than a red. So this is a very pale blue, but it's actually showing that, so without that second light on, we're going to have to just increase our ISO a little bit if we are wanting to get just a blue look. But of course, we want it to be adding the red. So this is why I do normally do one light at a time, but as we are using continuous lights and I can see exactly what each light is doing, we can now get these effects. So another important point is the wattage of the light. So this is a proper video light, this newer FS300C. So it's a 300 watt light, so there's a 300 watt bulb in there. In my studio lights, the modelling bulb is much less, but we've got the modelling bulb on full power, and that's why we're getting this wonderful illumination. So they're probably, I think that studio light will be on like 100 watt, but that's on the 300. So it is a lot stronger. So you've got to make sure you find a nice balance. But if I was doing this at home and I had studio lights with the modelling bulbs, I would just have the same studio light and just have them on whatever modelling power you need them to be. So you're just going to do a couple of shots there, just to quickly show you. And I'm going to get Dave to add in some smoke. So we are going to use a Smoke Ninja. They've been brilliant for these theatrical shoots that we do. So Dave, could I get some in the bowl and then some just around the front? Just make sure when you are doing this, you are working in a very, very well ventilated area, because the last thing you need is fire alarms going off, and also working with candles and things. You just want to keep an eye on that fire risk. We're getting these wonderful atmospheric shots now with that smoke coming through, because as you're using continuous lights, the smoke will be coloured the same colour as what's also here. So Dave, if I could get you in again, I'm quite happy with that in there. There's enough in there. Just get some more going along the floor there. And Amelia, if it could look like you're doing a bit of a ritual with your hands, that'd be amazing. We're just going to get some really, really lovely atmospheric shots there. Really cool. Just going to do a few landscape ones as well. I've been sticking mostly to portrait. I just like that tight in crop, but those are coming out really, really well. I am going to bring my ISO back down, because I had it on 1,000 a minute ago. Just going to bring it back down to 500. Yes, we've got a really nice, moody, atmospheric look there. If you are unsure and you are using video lights, don't be afraid to turn the intensity up. So I will turn this up just to make the blue. Oh, I just changed the colour by accident. There. Oh, now it's, there we go. And it's this one I need to turn up. So I've just turned it up from 50% to 70%, and we're just going to see what effect we get there. And Dave, if I could grab some more smoke, especially around that candle, that'd be amazing. Yeah, so having a Smoke Ninja, we got the dry ice effect on. So what's basically happening is the smoke lingers and sticks to whatever it is closest, and we just get these wonderful, amazing effects going there. Now the red's coming through a lot more than I actually thought, which I'm really pleased about. So I don't actually mind that, but if I did want less red, I've just got to turn the light slightly away. That is going to hit the backdrop more, but if I just do this now, change the position of it, we can now get some wonderful effects there, doing that. Now then, I'm going to show you a few different lighting setups you can actually do for this shoot. So this was only one. We're going to mix it up a bit. We're going to get Amelia now making her stakes. So we've got a dagger with some wooden stakes. We're going to show her making them, maybe putting a bit of a spell on them or a ritual on them for slaying vampires. So I'm going to change the light, and I'm going to show you another lighting setup. Okay, so but before we start the next setup, these gels you can buy off of Amazon, and I'll put some links in for you. And all we are literally doing is sticking them in front of our lights to give us these warm tones. So what I have also now done is I've replaced the Octabox with our reflector bowler light, and I'm just having to stand underneath it so you can actually see me in this video. It's going to be a much harsher light now, but it's just giving this ball of light around Amelia here. And these red gels are just going to be giving that ritual colour as Amelia is now sharpening her stake. So we've gone from 2 lights to now 3. If I didn't have this third light, this area would be very, very dark. So I'm going to grab some without the smoke, and then we're going to add some smoke in. And I haven't changed any other settings, and I'm just going to stand by my bowler light here. Just going to grab a couple of images there. Now I'm just finding this bowler light is very, very intense still, as you can see from those examples. So don't be afraid to just keep turning this down as we go. And now you should see that these are going to come out more orange there. Now up to you how you want them to actually be. I think we need to find a happy medium. But what I may end up doing is putting a grid on to actually focus this ball of light as our main light. Because I think we're going to need to add it to really lift Amelia off this scene. So I'm going to add a grid on and then turn the power of this light up. So we have now added the grid, and we just had to move the light higher up so it was giving a ball of light on Amelia's face, because currently in the past it was hitting the table, so we were losing Amelia just a little bit in those shots. So I'm just going to take some more photos for you here, and we're just going to get those wonderful those wonderful oranges, and then also getting Amelia lit up correctly as well. Now, when I'm using gels, I quite like using contrasting colours. So what I may do is swap one of these reds over for a different colour now, because they're all blending in, having all these warm tones all together, and I kind of feel like we've liked this a bit too ambient now. So I've swapped over this red for a blue. So now we've got blue, red, and a white light. So what we're actually getting is really getting Amelia now lifted off this scene, but still keeping that style we are after. So I'm just going to swap around, and we're getting this warm tone, but the blue is contrasting everything. So it's actually lifting everything off our scene. So we get some really wonderful effects there. What would be interesting now is, should we just put a bit of smoke just around the candles, Dave, if that's okay? And we're just going to add a little bit more atmosphere there. And we're just going to grab a few. There we go, wicked. There we go. So yeah, so we're getting some really wonderful effects there. What I think we should actually do is add a little bit of blood in as well. So we've actually got a bowl of food colouring, because we are approaching Halloween, so it's been very, very easy to get a hold of. And what we can actually do is just put it in our scene, and then try and do some, I don't know, dagger dipping, steak making images as well. But what we're going to do, because we're using the dry ice effect for this, we're going to get Dave to put some smoke on the blood to make it look like Buffy's doing a bit of a spell on it, sorry, there. And we're just going to keep those going. So that looks really wonderful effect there. Perfect. Here we go. Wow, that's amazing. Cool. Yeah, got some really great shots there. But I think we need to try something a bit more of a darker theme now. So a lot lower key, just a bit more creepy. Get a bit more use out of these candles, because these candles are also illuminating our scene too. Not as much as our video lights, but they are also illuminating. So I think we should use our lights as props as well. So we're going to mix this up a little bit more for you. Maybe go back to a 1 or 2 light setup for you. So after just a little bit of messing around, we're just going to go back to our 1 light. So we're going to keep the grid on our bowl of reflector light, but we've got it a bit of a 45-degree angle. So we are getting this shadow appearing on Amelia's side here. But if I take a picture, it's all ambient, but we're just getting these wonderful effects here. And we're just using that shadow to our effects. We're getting more illumination from these candles, which is why the shadow on Amelia's face here is actually softer. It's not anything else but these candles illuminating light back up into Amelia's face here, and we can just get some really wonderful ritual dagger effects with stakes, blood, everything really easily there. And again, I'm going to get Dave to add in some smoke for us. But whilst he is doing that, I don't know if you've noticed so far, we're using all our normal lighting modifiers we would do on studio lighting workshops, but we're using them in a continuous light version. So don't be afraid to look at your modifiers in the studio and add them on to your continuous lights, because we're getting some brilliant effects here. So Dave, yeah, do you want to jump in and put some in? Now again, this could be a cone, it could be a snoot, it could be anything you like. But now that we got that smoke added, we're getting some really cool effects there. I'm just pointing the camera a little bit lower just to get those props in as well. Now, when I do stuff like this and we have backdrops, you can get a lot of creases. So I like having very dark, moody looks, just so that, then I can avoid any creases being easily seen. And Amelia's going to do an amazing job with that candle. We'll do some close-ups as well. And we're just going to grab some more. Dave, could I get some more smoke in as well? Amelia, could it look like you're searching for something, if that's okay?
Sure. Do you want it on the table or around the candle?
Around the table, if that's okay, because what's going to happen is the smoke's going to rise, so it'll look like it's from the table anyway. Doing that, Perfect, yeah, and then it looks like you're looking for things. Perfect. Got some really great effects there, and perfect. There we go. So I'm thinking, why don't we use the dagger to dip it in the blood, and then see if we can get like, you know, like the blood of something into it, and then we can see. And then what I wouldn't mind, Dave, is just some more smoke just along the back there. I don't know if you want to be holding the bowl at all as well to go with this effect. And all these props that are on this table, they're all from past photo shoots and videos that we've actually done but did here. So it really is just trying to use what you've got around to try and create your own set using continuous light. So this doesn't have to be a video light. This is now this could be any light in your house. You just end up using a higher ISO, but we'll grab a couple more now that smoke's lifted a little bit. And already we're getting so many different looks. But I've got one last lighting setup for you. We're going to look at a little bit of uplighting as well to finish this set off. So just to finish it off, guys, we've kind of gone from even smaller lighting modifier now. We've actually got our snoot on, which is just going to be illuminating Amelia, and then we're going to have an uplighting red gel lifting up. But when we were setting this up, it's actually quite interesting. We might go and just show you a one light setup first before adding this uplight. So if I turn this off and I just grab the camera again, we get this wonderful effect of Amelia just there with these lights on. It's really lifting Amelia off like there is a window light or something just pointing at her in this dark dungeon and things like that. And we just get an illumination from these candles on to all these other props, which is just adding to the atmosphere of these photos. But of course, as always, we need Dave in to put a little bit of smoke just around the bottom there. Yeah, that'll do, just to give a bit of atmosphere. And we're just getting a little bit of shine off that dagger too, and the smoke's just coming through. Get some really wonderful effects. And that has just come out really well. But the whole idea for this shoot was the uplighting one. So we just got our red gel back in, and we're just going to turn it on. It's just pointing upwards, and it's just going to give this this red bloody look just on the bottom of this table. So I'm just going to do some without the smoke. And I mean, it's giving some really great poses there as well. And we've got this very I don't know, bloody looking set now. But I want some red smoke as well, just to lift this scene off. So Dave, if you wouldn't mind doing that again. Just going to grab a bit. So what's going to happen? The smoke's going to come out red as well, just giving some great atmospheric things there. I think to finish off, I think we need to get pointy and a little bit more, which was Buffy's favourite dagger. So Chris has kindly made these himself by burning stakes and putting metal tools on the end to really give this authentic look. I'm just going to show you just a couple now, how they are going to come out. And yeah, I'm really pleased with those. Could I swap the one with the metal end? Yeah, because what we can also do is sometimes just get a metal tool on the end to make it look a little bit sharper. And Dave, could I get some smoke just around the front here? In terms of ratios, I did talk about these are all different power lights, but if you're trying to get something brighter, move it closer. If you're trying to get it darker, move it further away. Just treat it as if you are doing a normal photo shoot, but you can see the result a lot more, and you're seeing the results as we are shooting them. Now, personally, I still prefer studio lights, so it's studio flash, because I get to use a lot lower ISOs. But if I was creating something atmospheric like this at home with desk lamps or video lights or anything like that, this is perfect for you, and you can just get some really great Halloween-y looking shots this autumn. So I hope you have enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. Amelia, thank you so much for being Buffy for us. Dave, thank you so much for helping. And Chris, who brought all these amazing props with us today. Thank you for filming and making this a video for us and these props. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you, guys.